Today, guys, I want to take a look at this item. It's an egg cooker by Evoloop. I've used this thing extensively for the last month. It is the model number KY-305. I like to have my eggs. Every morning I have 6 eggs, fried, scrambled, and now with this item, hard boiled, much easier than having to do a whole bunch on the stove at one time. So this consists of the lid, and then you get a boiling tray, which is this item, and then the heating tray is your bottom unit. You'll also get an omelet bowl, and you'll get 2 poaching trays. Now, I've used none of these items. Now what I want to do is a demonstration using a timer so you can see how this thing operates. And what I like about this is it's so easy to do hard-boiled eggs. Say you only want 3 at one time. 1, okay? You don't have to worry about boiling them. Put them in here. It just works beautiful. I've done anywhere from 3 to 4 to 6 at a time. And maybe in the afternoon, evening, you want a hard-boiled egg as a snack. This thing is, I just love this item. Now you get this cup, and it's a double duty. It pierces eggs in the bottom, and it measures your water. You've got soft boiled, medium boiled, and then up here is hard boiled. And so for soft boiled, it tells you the level of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 eggs. Medium boiled, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eggs. And then hard boiled, which I always do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the question becomes, well, if you got 6 eggs, why does it require less water? You'd think more product would require more water. Instead, 1 requires more water than 6 eggs at hard boiled. Let's take a look at what the instruction manual says. Here you see the times for soft, medium, and hard-boiled eggs, approximate. But now let's look at where it says how to interpret the water level mark on the measuring cup. The egg symbols on the measuring cup from bottom to top represent soft, medium, and hard-boiled eggs respectively. The mark 1 indicates the amount of water needed to cook 1 egg. For instance, the bottom mark labeled 6 corresponds to the water level required for cooking 6 soft-boiled eggs. The egg cooker operates on the principle of steam, where the more eggs utilize the steam more efficiently and thus require less water. Therefore, boiling 6 eggs requires less water than boiling just 1. So there's your answer. I did not know that. Now here's that tip that you pierce the egg with. And so the first couple I cracked. The secret is when you do this, and I always do it on the small portion of the egg, the secret is not to tip this. And it's not that hard to do. So basically, just like that. So we're going to do 6 eggs this morning. Now, I have had these when they're cooking actually crack, but it's still okay. So like I said, we're going to do a demonstration here, and I'm going to show you how these evolve over time as they're cooking. So now that part of it's done. Now being I've got 6 eggs and I want them hard boiled, I'm going to go to the 6 mark. Just like that. And just pour it in one of the openings. I normally do it first, but for this demonstration I did it this way. Now it's got this switch. This would be cook and the light comes on. Center is off, keep warm. Now the directions do tell you that when this thing is working, not to shut it off ahead of time, because when you plug it back in, apparently it's still on its other timer. So once you start it, let it run until you hear the beeping. Next thing we do is put on the lid. And you want to be careful because the steam coming out of these two holes, very hot, obviously goes without saying. So the next thing now, get her plugged in. Let's turn the unit on, start the timer, and then I'll periodically come back so we know what the timer's showing and what the progress is of these 6 eggs. And you'll note that the light came on here. Here we are 2 minutes and 30 seconds in, and you can hear the water churning in there as it's starting to boil. Now I always use bottled water because it'll have less minerals and stuff, or deposits I guess you'd call it. I've got well water, which is okay, and it's softened. Well, the drinking water isn't softened, but I like to use this so that minimizes any kind of deposits and stuff down here in on the heating plate. Now, about 4 minutes and 15 seconds, you could start to see steam coming out of these 2 vent holes here. Now we're coming up on 6 minutes. I'm going to try to pull this cover off real quick. And you can see this happens where some of the egg is coming out the top, or some of the egg white. That's normal. That happens. Some eggs don't do it. Some, like I said, I've had some that'll actually, when they're done, they're actually cracked and opened a little bit. Perfectly fine. But I thought I would show you that. We're coming up on 10 minutes. Now you can start to see more of these have that same thing there, the progress. You can see the water underneath, they're boiling. The beauty of this is you don't have to babysit anything. I love this. When the timer goes off, you're done. Coming up on 15 minutes. About 19 minutes and 45 seconds. You can hear the timer. Now what I'm going to do is go to warm. I normally don't do that, but there's a reason. I'm going to show you. So let's take the lid off and stick that over here. And then I'll always have some water that I'll put in a bowl. And that should go without saying, these are very hot, so you want to definitely make sure you're using tongs. I'll knock that off like that. Put them in the water. I just try to get the majority of it, don't need them, don't need it all. Okay. Now next, you'll notice, that's why I've got it on warm here. Take this tray off. You'll see these deposit it leaves. Now, I don't think that's from the water, but over time, sometimes I clean it right away, sometimes I don't. But I've got it on warm, because here's what I normally do. Sometimes I'll do it cold, and I end up having to put a little water in it and heating it up. But since we've already done that, now this is just furniture polish. And then I just take paper towel And while that's hot, you can see how easy that cleans. Now sometimes I'll use vinegar to clean this. It just all depends. Alright, so let's get another egg peeled. Alright guys, it's breakfast time. I've got 3 more to peel. I give this thing 100%. I love this egg cooker.